Hello everyone and welcome to my CSU channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Savannah Chrisley reveals true feelings about living with parents. Savannah Chrisley has revealed her true feelings about living with her parents again. This is the first time she has lived with them in 11 or 12 years. So of course, this would be a big adjustment to make. However, she has revealed what it is truly like to be living with Todd and Julie Chrisley once again. There is a lot to unfold and uncover when it comes to this. Keep reading to find out more about this situation. Todd and Julie Chrisley get to come home. Todd and Julie Chrisley are now back home after being in federal prison for over 2 years. This is a big change for everyone. They got to come back into their home and get to be with their family and each other again. Todd and Julie were in prison for tax evasion and fraud. However, President Donald Trump decided to pardon them as he did not see that they did anything wrong. This was the biggest blessing the Chrisley family could have asked for. Right before their release, Savannah had given up. However, it all worked out in her favor. Savannah Chrisley reveals true feelings about living with them. Savannah Chrisley has revealed her true feelings about living with her parents again. It seems the situation is getting to be a lot. Savannah and Todd may not agree on a lot. However, in the end, she is just happy to have her parents home. It seems as though Savannah thinks living with her parents again is a lot. Not that she does not enjoy it and appreciate that they are home, but it is a big adjustment to make. She has said that she was moving out of the home on August 1. So she needed her space back for herself for the first time in years. It is also a big change that she does not have to fully take care of her younger siblings anymore. What do you think about this? For Savannah Chrisley, life has never been conventional. Raised in front of reality TV cameras and adored by fans of Chrisley Knows Best, she grew up in a world filled with lavish homes, big personalities, and even bigger headlines. But in the past 2 years, everything changed. With her parents, Todd and Julie Chrisley, serving prison sentences, Savannah has taken on unimaginable responsibility, becoming the primary guardian of her younger brother Grayson and niece Chloe, while also navigating a career, relationships, and the crushing weight of public scrutiny. But behind the Instagram posts and podcast appearances, Savannah has been hiding something far more personal: the emotional roller coaster of learning to live alone, and what it truly means to come home to an empty house. Now, in a heartfelt new interview, Savannah is revealing the raw truth about her solo life and the powerful realizations that came with it. It wasn't the freedom I expected. Savannah always thought that living alone would feel liberating. I had this image in my head that once I moved into my own place, with no one to answer to, it would be this peaceful, empowering experience, she admitted. But it didn't turn out that way at all. Instead of peace, Savannah was met with a silence that felt deafening. There were nights when I'd sit on the couch with my dog and just cry. I didn't know why at first, maybe loneliness, maybe grief. I just know I was overwhelmed. The walls that once echoed with the voices of her family now seemed too quiet, and the sense of independence she once craved had taken on a new weight: responsibility. Being alone meant I had to face all the emotions I had buried, Savannah revealed. I couldn't run from them anymore. The house felt too big, and so did the pain. Savannah's luxurious Nashville home is nothing short of stunning. But for her, it started to feel more like a museum of memories than a sanctuary. There were pictures of my family everywhere. My parents smiling, Chloe as a baby, even old photos of Nanny Faye and Papa. And every time I passed them, it was like getting hit in the chest. At night, she said, the silence became her biggest enemy. I used to sleep with the TV on, not because I was scared, but because I needed something, anything, to fill the silence. I didn't want to be left alone with my thoughts. She also admitted to pacing the halls during bouts of insomnia, sometimes standing in the kitchen at 3 a.m. staring at the fridge without even being hungry. That's when I realized I was grieving not just the loss of my parents' presence, but the life we all had company. But with time, something shifted. Savannah began to embrace solitude as a chance to grow instead of something to run from. She started journaling, meditating, and learning how to cook for one. It felt silly at first, she laughed. I'd make a beautiful meal and sit there thinking, this is way too much food for one person. But eventually, it became a ritual, a way to show myself love. She also learned to sit with her emotions rather than push them away. Therapy helped a lot, Savannah shared. I started unpacking things from childhood, from the show, from the trials. All the stuff I never gave myself time to process. And as hard as it was, I wouldn't trade that growth for anything. Her podcast, Unlocked, became a safe space to share her vulnerabilities. And, to her surprise, she found her honesty resonated deeply with fans. People would message me saying, I feel the same way, or thank you for talking about this. It reminded me that I wasn't as alone as I thought. The weight of responsibility and the light beyond it. Of course, Savannah's time alone didn't last long. Once her parents were sentenced, she took in Grayson and Chloe, quickly trading solo evenings for school lunches, homework help, and sibling squabbles. It was like going from 0 to 100 overnight, she admitted, but it was also the greatest blessing. Still, Savannah admits that part of her misses the silence now and then. As crazy as it sounds, I look back at those months living alone, and I'm grateful for them. They showed me who I really am when no one else is watching. Living alone taught her how to slow down, how to sit with her sadness, how to celebrate her own wins, and most importantly, how to love herself when it felt like everything else was falling apart. I'm not afraid anymore. Looking back now, Savannah says the fear of living alone was never about the space. It was about what she'd have to face within it. I had to look in the mirror and ask, who are you when no one needs you? When you're not a daughter or a sister or a podcast host? And the answer? I'm someone who's still healing, still growing, but I'm also someone who's stronger than I ever thought. While the future remains uncertain, especially with her parents still behind bars and ongoing legal battles, Savannah has found a quiet kind of confidence. I'm not afraid of being alone anymore, she said, because I've learned that being alone doesn't mean being lonely. Sometimes it just means you're finally getting to know yourself. What's next? These days, Savannah is focusing on balancing her career, parenting, and personal life. She's still active on social media, still sharing glimpses of her world, but with a more grounded perspective. I want people to know it's okay to feel lost sometimes, she said, but it's also okay to find joy in unexpected places, even in solitude. And when asked if she'd ever go back to living completely alone again, she smiled. Maybe one day, when the house is quieter again and life slows down. But this time, I'll welcome it with open arms. Because for Savannah Chrisley, the journey of living alone wasn't just about surviving, it was about becoming.